in the middle of the city, next to the traffic, here at Central Community, we have this cool little orange tree. We planted it 10 years ago or so, and there's oranges all over the top of it. They're navel oranges, they're beautiful, and even though there's all the noise, the traffic, there's everything else, bees still come in here and they're up against the beautiful blossoms as they get ready to come out, and the blossoms are setting ready for a whole new season, and bees are pollinating and doing all the cool things that nature does in the heart of everything else, even though it's surrounded by concrete in the middle of buildings and next to the Jacks for Jesus trailer and parked. It's still producing oranges. When I first moved to Indiana, I was back there for 3 years. I remember going through a cornfield and next to a house, and next to this house, we moved back there in August, and it was September by this point. Next to the house was this gorgeous apple tree that leaned out across the road. And all underneath the apple tree, there were hundreds of apples that had just gone unpicked. And I thought, who in the world would let so many apples go unpicked? I'd never seen apple trees just growing like that, with apples just falling on the ground everywhere. And so that first season, I remember going over to some friend's house in the church that we had made and picking apples everywhere, and coming over and using their apple press and making tons of apple cider. And how much fun it was watching as it turned to Applejack, because I left it outside, didn't know you were supposed to refrigerate it. And I thought, who would let fruit just fall on the ground? Never dreaming that someday I would live in Riverside, where there are miles and miles and miles of orange trees, not near as many as there used to be. And even here on our own campus, orange trees, where oranges just fall on the ground right in the middle of the city, and people don't eat them. Sometimes we'll take these, we'll wash them up, and we'll hand them out along with food, that when homeless or when a family comes and they need something. And they've grown right here. I'll take them home, and I've eaten, I don't know how many oranges from this tree this year. So many oranges. And they're kind of cute little guys. I don't know why they're so small still. I'm guessing they'll eventually grow up real big. But it's grown right in the heart of everything that doesn't seem like it should produce, and yet here it is, bearing fruit. In the middle of everything that feels like it should keep you from bearing fruit in your life, something beautiful can grow up. If you were here, you would smell the incredible smell of these blossoms. In the middle of everything that seems like it should hold back the most fragrant aspect of your soul, something beautiful can spring forth. In the middle of the concrete that weighs down your life and the noise that overwhelms your senses, music can spring forth, and the miracle can take place if you'll only listen, if you'll only enjoy it, if you'll take the time to smell it, peel it, celebrate it, and understand that your life is a miracle, regardless of where you've been planted. And you were made to produce in wonderful ways. Hey, I don't know what kind of mediocrity you're caught up in right now. Maybe it's fear of the coronavirus, which has been so heartbreaking to watch move around the world. Maybe it's fear of what's happening in the elections and the divisiveness of our nation, which has been heartening or disheartening to watch, and heartbreaking in so many ways. Today, there are people voting, and they have the opportunity to say, you know, I want to make my voice heard all across America, from whatever part of the political spectrum. And that's the genius of our nation. Today, there are people working to find a solution for the coronavirus and a vaccine. And that's a glorious part of who we are. In the middle of the mess, the miracle is taking place. And you can get stuck in the mess, or you can celebrate the miracle. I'm so glad that I've got this little orange tree here at Central Community to remind me of the miracle in the middle of every single mess that I get caught up in. Hey, go out there today, and regardless the mess you're living in, be the miracle, because it's what you were created for. You were created to be miraculous. Let's be miraculous together. God bless you. Have an absolutely fantastic evening in everything you say and do.